We're live.
What's up, everybody? I'm Javi Guzman with Mr. Phone Doctor, and I got Nicole from CellBotics here. And
Hello.
today we wanted to do a little live and basically do a little introduction on refurb for everyone out there that is interested in getting into the refurb industry. We just want to go over and touch base and show you guys how easy it is with refurb to make about 3K extra in monthly revenue.
Yeah, actually, I'm going to post the link to your ebook that you made.
Yeah, definitely do it. We have an ebook here that we actually created. So Nicole's going on and going to post this ebook, which it's basically a little step-by-step guide to help you guys, see how you can basically get those different revenue streams with refurb. You can basically start from, buying and flipping phones, getting into B2B, and of course, opening up different platforms with the refurb. But the major thing, I think the biggest topic that we do want to cover on why we want to do this is, for the e-waste. E-waste is a big thing out there, and you're basically giving devices a second life and reducing the e-waste, which is going to benefit our environment and everything. So that's just one big thing. And the beautiful part about this, Nicole and I, we partnered, so we are going to be hosting these trainings for you all to learn online. So if it's something that's a little too difficult for you to leave your store, you can do this in the comfort of your own home or in your shop and get trained via video courses.
I mean, what about if somebody doesn't have a store and they want to do this from home?
It's definitely something you could do from home, of course. A little backstory on myself. That's pretty much how I got started. We got started in the back bedroom. So, we bought equipment, we started tinkering around with phones, and we bought a lot of screens, and we just began in our back bedroom. And then from the back bedroom, we actually started doing mobile repairs. This was about 7 years ago. So we bought a little van, outfitted a van, and drove to clients. So that's basically our breaking story, getting into the industry.
Wow. Okay. So if somebody wants to start refurb, the thing that I get the most issues is the cost of the equipment, where to source it, and how to master the skill.
Yes, and honestly, those are all topics that are definitely something that we do run across. And the thing is, let's first cover about the equipment. When you're first getting into this industry, you're searching on Google, you're looking on YouTube, and you're finding all kinds of different types of equipment and tooling and stuff. And that's the thing. That's kind of one thing that got us behind, because we bought all this equipment and we found out later on that we're like, oh man, this is not doing what we wanted it to do. So a beautiful part about having someone, a mentor in the industry, is they can guide you the right way, show you the right equipment, and show you how to use it. So, and that's one thing that we are offering as well on our website, training.mrphonedoctor.com. We have the equipment for sale, so you can purchase all the equipment, everything like that.
And so it's because sometimes when you source from another country, you do run into some issues and then you don't have support.
Yes, exactly. And that's another biggest factor as well, as the support. I do recommend buying from someone here in the US that has your hours of operation. That way you can get support when you do need it, because most of the times you're going to be doing this from an 8 to 5 perspective, hourly time zone. So if you're buying this and you're waiting for someone in China to wake up and answer a question, you're going to be already, in the midnight hours. So yeah, I do highly recommend getting from US support and getting trained, which is a key thing. Beginners, anyone that has no idea on this industry, can definitely get started. It's not that hard when you have the right mentorship.
Right. So Stellar Cellular says we'll reach out via the link. Would love to take your training. I did call about a month ago. I left my contact.
Okay. Yeah, awesome. Leave your contact down again below and we'll touch base with you. But I know Nicole's going to be sharing the link as well for the video training courses online. So if you are interested in doing that, you can do that online.
Too. Hold on 1 second.
Yep. So we have a iPhone training right now, and then we have a Samsung that we're going to be uploading on the platform as well.
Yeah, and there's a package where you get all of them, or you can buy small courses just about one device, which I really liked because it's like $100, you know what I mean? And you just learn about that one course,
Oh yeah, definitely. So we have it broken up so that way, if you're stuck in a certain area, if it's glass removal, cleaning, or laminating, you can just get that one course, and we'll go ahead and guide you on that process. Because I know there's a lot of you out there that have already mastered and figured out one part of the repair, and you're getting stuck on another one. So that's why we want to break it up to make it easier for you. And then of course consultation. We can do a live one-on-one consultation and help you break through to that next step in the repair process.
Got it. Okay. And once you guys purchase on the platform, you get right in and you can start taking it. And then, you know, Javi's team has actually been in there putting in the course. So I know they've got information in there on how to contact you and reach out for help and all that kind of stuff. So we also have a chat on there. So if you chat in, they will definitely get that information, be able to reach out to you if you have any questions or anything. So let's talk more about this 3K a month. What does that look like? Are you slaving every day? Are you like, I mean, this is really difficult to do, or is this something that's very obtainable? Like,
you know, it is obtainable. I'll be honest and upfront. You know, at first, it is something where you are going to have to put some time and effort in, because the thing is, you want to either learn everything yourself or have someone that you can trust and you're going to send out and have them learn everything 100%. Because I know sometimes turnover is high. If you're sending someone out there and you lose them, you know, a month or two later, there you are starting all over again. So I really do recommend for the owners to come down, understand how to do this, and from there they know the knowledge. And so if they train someone, they lose an employee, they're not back at the beginning again. So but in the beginning, yes, you are going to need to spend some time. Just like anything, you know, it's a school and you need to learn, and with learning, everything takes time.
right. And because you guys also do in person. Where's your in person located?
Our in-person facility is located in Las Cruces, New Mexico. It's about an hour north of El Paso, Texas. So the beautiful part is we're centrally located. Weather here is great all year round. So, you know, you get out here, beautiful weather, no need to worry about delays, snow, anything like that. So,
What
and
website is that they can find out about that? And I'll
that
link it.
website is training.mrphonedoctor.com. I'll go ahead and post that here on the private chat for everyone that's interested. You can visit that website. And of course, that's where we have all our equipment and all that on there as well. And I'm trying to post. I think you might have to post that, Nicole, if you could, please.
Okay. Yeah. If you, let's see here. Send it to me in the private chat.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, because I can't.
Got it.
I tried to look it up, but I'm probably like other people trying to just write it down really quick. And
yeah, there you go.
Okay, there we go.
Yeah, it's easy once you have it posted, they can all pull it off, copy it.
All right.
So yeah, and going back to that 3K a month, you know, I mean, there's different ways of doing it, you know, and in the ebook that we did create, we basically have a 7-step process. So, you know, of course, step 1, you always want to do your research. Make sure that you're researching the areas around you. Network with local other repair shops. I mean, because that you can get business from them as well. You know,
I think that's the easiest way.
It is, yeah, it is, of course. So of course, step 1, do the research. 2, you always want to network, and then 3, you know, that's when you decide that you want to go all in, get the equipment and there's the supplies on hand. And then of course, once you get that, you can start buying devices. And for the devices, I recommend buying like broken, you know, somewhat broken screens that still have functional touch and they're fully operative. So that way, you know, if you're messing something up during the practice trainings that you're doing. And then once you're set up there, you're comfortable, you can set up your lab and go from there. You know, B2B is a big one. Phone flipping is another huge one, because you can buy the broken screens, which everyone out in the industry knows that the OLED panels is like the either first or second most expensive part on those devices.
Yeah. And so about sourcing the screens, is there any creative ways to source broken screens? Now, I know walking into stores is actually a good idea.
Oh,
so,
yeah.
Yeah, I know some people that have started refurb and they just walked into the local stores and was like, can I buy your broken screens? And some stores were throwing them away. Some were selling them to a local person. Some were selling them to wholesalers. And I think people in the industry assume sometimes that all stores know the same information, and that's just not true.
Correct.
Some
Yeah.
stores don't know that you can sell screens. Some stores don't have people to sell them to, or they're selling them and they're getting like a really low price. So you can come in a couple dollars more and get those from them and be right there in demand. So I wouldn't assume that every store knows the same information. You know what I mean?
No, that's correct. And that's the thing. I mean, a lot of stores, they get too busy. They have these broken screens and you'll be surprised to just have them sitting there in piles. And, you know, that's just money sitting there. So if you can go in there.
We have 2 boxes that I found this morning organized in a closet that are
Yeah, you're like, oh, look at this. Yeah.
I'm like, oh, Should I send those off? Do I really want to do that? Or should we just toss them? You know, like that's what I thought. I was like, is it worth it to me to go and get a label? And you know what I mean? Like that's the thought that I had. So I feel like other people have it. And I definitely know that you can sell them. And I even had that thought. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
So it's like if somebody was to walk in today and say, hey, do you have any screens that I can buy? I would be like, you're a godsend. Come back here and
Yeah,
take the
come
box
in.
from me. What do you want? You know, what do you want to give me?
Yeah, and so there's different ways. I mean, you can reach out to local repair shops. eBay is another really big platform too. You can buy full devices for a fraction of the price, and learn the disassembly side if you're not familiar with the Samsung model, the iPhone model. You can learn how to tear them down, put it back together, and of course, do all those steps without damaging the panel because as the newer the devices are getting, the more adhesives and glues and everything that's on there that makes it a little difficult, that you want to be very gentle removing the panels from them.
Right, right. Let's see here. What is the best model to start with?
Best models, I would say on the Samsung side, I'd say go with like S9s, S10s. I mean, those are still relative. I mean, they're pretty old models, and for the price that you're going to be able to get those for, those would be a really good practice models to get
But
started
as
on.
a business, like, should you specialize in one or the other first? Like, if they're looking at like, should I start with iPhones? Should I start with Samsungs? Like, what is?
Well, what I would do, I mean, me personally, I would say start with Samsung. Only reason being is because most repair shops out there, they're going to be selling aftermarket LCD screens for the iPhones. So aftermarkets are relatively the most cost-effective way for any consumer to purchase, and that's what they're going to go with. I mean, majority of the consumers out there, you can educate them all you want, but they're going to want to go with the cheapest repair that they can get, so they have their phone working again. So generally, the aftermarkets, you'll find those on all the 12s and below. So, 13s and 14 series, there's still kind of not so many breakage on there, but you'll
Mhm.
get more volume with the Samsungs. And then again,
Okay.
of course, Apple Watches is a big one, and
I was
iPads.
gonna
So,
say Apple
I
Watch.
was gonna say, yeah, I really can't cross out. I was gonna say go lean towards Samsung since that's what we do, but I would say iPads for sure, and then Samsungs. And then once you
Yeah.
start learning the techniques, it's all you can cross use it and everything.
Right. Okay. Awesome. Yeah. So I'm just thinking about the things that I've heard people struggle with or actually succeed at. I mean, I wrote about on our website, actually blogged about one of our students years ago. He ended up opening like a facility and doing refurb, and he started like from his an extra bedroom in his house,
Yeah,
and within 2-3 months he was literally needing to upgrade into a warehouse, and he sells
yeah,
them immediately overseas. Like he's collecting them from the US, he's refurbing them, and he
just
told
sending
me
them out.
immediately they're
Yeah,
sold once he's
that's
done.
amazing. Yeah,
If you guys want to see that, I will link that below. It's a blog that I wrote about him, and he said I could write about him because
awesome.
it was really just a unique situation. But he just wanted to share a story because he's like, if
Yeah,
I can do this, anyone can do this. You know what I mean? So he
yeah,
had no experience at all and did refurb. But I'm going to try to find that real quick.
yeah. It is totally doable, guys. You just got to think outside of the box and see which channels that you want to reach into. And then of course, once you start hitting certain channels, just learn to delegate those channels and move to different ones. So it's just all
Mhm.
about thinking outside the box and seeing what market opportunity you have. Like lately for us, we do a lot of mail-ins. Mail-ins is really big for us. We just started doing a lot of B2Bs, and then we do the retail. So just with that and our 4 or 5 employees here, it keeps us pretty steady. So, but we do see the growth end of things. So we're slowly growing every day and every year.
Somebody asked a question, what is best all-in-one equipment to replace a tablet touch screen? He says I have 8-inch and above.
8 inch and above. Well, our equipment that we like to use, we use the OLED 2022. That's 13-inch laminators. So that's going to be able to fit in your 8-inch tablets and then even up to size 13-inch tablets. So that's my basically my preference of choice for equipment standards. There's other different types of equipment as well, airbags and everything like that. But we like to use the plate laminator.
Okay, and Wayne says know your screens. I won't pay top dollar for non-original screens.
I won't pay top dollar for non. Yeah, of course. Yeah, I mean that's part of the education as well. That's something learn. I mean, you can't refurbish anything if it's not OEM. So, and then like I said, you can try educating your customers on OEM versus aftermarkets, but You know, just give them options, but majority of the time, I'd say like 80, 90%, they're going to go with the cheaper quality screen.
So I've heard somewhere before some aftermarkets can't be refurbed. I don't think that was true. Is that not true, or is that true? Or I
You
don't
know,
do refurb, so this
I
is
wouldn't recommend it. I just wouldn't recommend it. I mean, you might be able to refurb a hard OLED or something, but I wouldn't even spend the time to do it. You know,
really
fitting and all that.
okay.
Yeah, I'd say just stick to OEMs. Yeah, don't mess with any aftermarket
What is
refurbs.
the thought behind that? I mean, if the aftermarket is a pretty high priced item, why not refurb it?
Well, I mean, if it's a really high price item, then you may have the option to, but the way they're designed, and if especially if it's a hard OLED, it may break even easier during the process than a soft OLED. So if you think about it, you spend an hour or two trying to refurbish aftermarket screen, and you don't get the outcome of an OEM, then you're just going to waste
Hmm,
time. So yeah, you
okay.
just don't want to do aftermarkets. It's a no no.
Okay. That's interesting. Okay, all right.
But then again, I mean, sometimes you might have an aftermarket OLED. Well, see, so now we can throw a different curveball because you have digitizers and then you have OLED panels and LCDs. So you might have an original OLED or LCD with an aftermarket digitizer layer. If that's the case, then you can refurbish it. So, so
Hmm.
that's like a yes and no, but all that comes in training and mastering it and then understanding the way
Because
the
I look at the
technology.
wholesalers' websites, right? Like I've got one pulled up, and I'm like, okay, if I have an aftermarket screen that costs me a few $100s, and I put it in the customer's phone, or they come back and it's broken, and I have the capabilities to refurb, but I can see that they're actually not that pricey. So I'm like, okay, now
Yeah.
when I compare, I never thought about it when I'm looking at the OEM versus the aftermarket. I guess because I don't think about refurb all
Yeah.
the time. So I'm like, oh, okay, now I get what you're saying.
Yeah. Wait, what model are you looking at right now?
I was looking at the 13 and the 14, but they don't have
There's no,
aftermarket
yeah, there
listed.
is none. There isn't any. There's none.
I was like, why have I never paid attention to this before? But then I looked at the 12 Pro
12's
Max, and the aftermarket is like $96 or $68, and then
yeah.
that OEM is 315.
See, yeah, there you go. So I mean, you really can't. I mean, there's gonna be a few customers that will pay that 350, 380 price tag after labor for the OEM
Yeah.
versus, but then again, you're gonna tell someone 200 for an aftermarket. You want to spend 200 or 400, you know? So just really
Wow.
depends on the
And that
client.
was on
So
Injured Gadgets, if anybody was wondering. I was looking at
okay.
Injured Gadgets. All right. So some people have asked some questions here. How to acquire OEM screens?
OEM screens, I mean, I guess you missed out on that, but we just mentioned to you,
Mhm.
Gerald, I mean, just go out to your local repair shops. A lot of individuals, they'll sell them. They have them in piles and they sell them. Or you could even search platforms like eBay, maybe even like Facebook Market. You can find a lot of broken devices on there and purchase them from users. So,
And listen, I literally have gone to eBay because years ago, like when you could refurb like with string and
oh yeah,
like when you could do it with your hand. Remember the Samsung? You could just use like a card and the glass came off like
oh yeah,
10
full
years ago.
frame. Yep.
Yeah, and we would go to eBay, or it's probably like 8 years ago, but we would go to eBay and look for lots. So they have lots of screens. I don't know if that's still a thing, but people like sell broken screens in lots, but you can't verify if they're OEM. So I don't know if that would be a good thing or a bad thing.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, you always consider aftermarket tablet screens, Samsung Galaxy S7 aftermarket.
I didn't even know that they made aftermarket S7 screens, especially Samsung. Those are OLEDs, I believe. So I know
Samsung
with Samsungs, you're not going to find any aftermarket screens for Samsungs. I mean,
Tab.
unless you're buying some kind of I know I've seen some on the S10s. They're just, yeah, you don't want to do that. You want to stick to OEM, and that's one of the biggest things as well as when refurbishing an industry.
Mhm.
You're not going to find many Samsung aftermarket screens just because Samsung owns the technology and the OLED that it doesn't go anywhere. Just trying to duplicate it and clone it. It's not as easy that the iPhone does it. I don't know why, but it's crazy. You know,
Wow. Stellar says we use Nail Cure Box S3 Loca.
Nail Cure Box. Okay, so they're using
We
a Loca probably. Yeah, the Loca. Okay, liquid
It's probably
optical.
old school he's talking about because local was
Yeah.
like a thing, right? I mean,
Yeah, the thing is, it gets messy because you don't have the control as
I
the
know.
OCA, and if you get a little bit of that liquid that goes in there and it touches any kind of electrical component, it's gonna fry everything out. So you're
Yep.
gonna cure the top, but you don't know what's underneath it. And once you zap it and the foam moves around, you're gonna end
Yep.
up frying. And
It's the good
so,
old days, you know what I
oh
mean?
yeah, it is garbage.
It is garbage. Okay, is there anything else we want to cover? I mean, you guys go get the free ebook. I mean, it is.
Yeah, make sure you guys get the ebook. It's got a lot of
Post it
questions that
again.
we go over. And then of course like a little 7-step guide for you guys to get started if you guys are interested in getting started. Really cool information.
Yeah, and the online courses are just, I mean, literally, you can go to CellBotics online. Yeah, you can print it. You can have it in digital form. The online courses, if you just go to cellboticsonline.com, or even, their website for their in-person, because that also has online on there. So either website, and you just, look for, you'll see it right on the main page. And just click it. You'll be ready to go. You'll see there's so many options. They start at $100 and you can just buy per phone, or you can buy the whole package. It's just a few $100. I mean, it is really great pricing. And then if you have questions, you guys can just reach out on the portal. We'll make sure that we get that over to Javi and his team so they can reach out to you.
Yep. Yeah, we'll have a private group available. So once you do purchase the course, if you get stuck or anything like that, just get in the group course and we'll be there answering whenever you need assistance. And then, of course, if you do get stuck in a certain spot, then we do have a one-on-one consultation. So, so just remember, guys, video is going to be a lot different than doing anything hands-on. Hands-on, you're there with your master teaching you and seeing every move. So just expect a longer learning curve when you're doing everything over video.
Yeah, I really want to stress that because we also get that a lot with our online programs. People think it's like the same. It's not the same if you're in person because we can physically touch your hand. So if you're someone that's really concerned about the money you're going to invest, go in person. If not, if you're like, I'm a self-learner, I can learn online, then definitely go with that. But either way, just be ready. I mean, it's going to take time to learn. If you're doing online, it takes a little bit longer. If you're someone that's already doing refurb, you can do consulting, right? You don't even have to be in the course. You can just reach out on your site and you do one-on-one consulting.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. If you get stuck, anything you need, we do consultation, so I highly recommend it. We'll set up a little video and whatever you have questions with, I'll do a demonstration of where you're getting stuck to help you get past that process.
Awesome. So we've got some final comments here. Aftermarket tablet S7, S6,
like lower.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, they're probably using the same type of screens that the S10 aftermarkets are, but yeah, I wouldn't recommend it. One wrong fall on that tablet, that screen will just go out completely.
Thank you, Ahmed. We'll be
What's up, Ahmed?
Good
to see you, my friend.
And then Gerald says Oka was difficult too. Oka still a thing? ?
Oh yeah, Oka still is. I mean, that's the standard Oka. That's what we're using. That's what the OEMs use. It's very, very easily applicable, especially on the flat screens. I know on the curve, that's where a lot of people have a little bit of hurdles is because, return bubbles, delayed bubbles on the edges. But, with all the right parameters, the right glass, and of course, the right Oka, you just got to make sure that you're using the right stuff, which is, that's why it's very, very critical to find someone locally that can mentor you and show you guys what they're using and what works for them. Because, you're going to find sellers internationally saying, get this, get that. But, in the long run, they're sellers. They're not here using that type of stuff every day on a day-to-day use.
That's a good point. I mean, how does someone find someone? Oh, you mean local as in the U.S. to
local like us,
I get what you're
like
saying.
us, ourselves. I mean, I'm not saying
sometimes cities don't even have a refurber.
Yeah, and that's the thing. Refurb is still niche. It's been niche since we started like 7-8 years ago, and it's still kind of it's making its trajectory now because people are now seeing the advantages of using OEM and with Apple serializing everything, you're able to do things and kind of relieve all the error messages and all that. But yeah, that's what I'm saying. I mean, we're changing our standards. We're finding new solutions that make it faster in the repair. Like this new 2-in-1 glass, it works great because we're able to use it in frame and out of frame, and it's a 125 You're not going to get any kind of thickness. Glass is going to sit flush. You can get a quality finish, and you're not going to be spinning your wheels trying to get a perfect application, laminating the OCA to the glass, which we've done that, and we're like, no, let's not even mess with that. We're going to save a good 30-45 minutes.
Way over my head.
We're getting
technical. No, I'm listening because everybody that's watching is probably really loving what you're saying right now. And I'm just like, oh, I don't know anything about refurb. But I think I could learn from you. I am totally like if I wanted to learn, I knew I could.
Yeah.
You know, it's something I've thought about a lot because we do have a big team and we're in a big city, and I know there's demand for it. So I've thought about it. Someone has commented here, say goodbye to phone troubles and hello to expert advice from, there you go. That's right.
Ah,
Yeah.
Unhexable. Thanks, brother. Check him out. Hex.com.
Hex.com.
Hex.com. He's there. He's the man.
All right. And this one is
TBK 405. Built-in compressor 220 US. Good. Yeah, and that's a good starting point. Yeah, I mean, if you don't want to break the bank, you know, go with something, you know, like Wayne's recommending. But if you're all in, you know, I mean, I've learned my lessons. You know, I'll start off with something, and I was like, you know what, I should have got this. But you know, you guys are open to getting any kind of equipment you guys want. But I mean, we'll give you our professional recommendation. But at the final, it's your option of what you want to get. And of course, buying from us, you're going to get our support. You're going to get what we use, and we're going to show you what works exactly. So that's
I'll
the
tell you my
advantage.
nightmare story of buying overseas. So remember, like again, way back in the day when they had those like 5-in-1 machines where it had like an autoclave and a little
Oh
laminator,
yeah.
and you know, and I bought one direct from China, like $6,000. Got it, and it didn't work.
Yeah.
Like, and I was so upset, and it took me like over a week to finally get the wholesaler of me complaining, like
Yeah.
really hardcore complaining. And finally they video called me, and it ended up being a little rubber grommet was turned too much to the left.
Okay.
And it wouldn't
So it's
turn on
probably,
because of pressure.
yeah, it probably wasn't getting a good seal, and just like, yeah,
Right.
that's the
And I was
thing.
just like, but they just wanted to blow me off. Like, oh, it works fine. You're using it wrong. Read the manual, which was translated and it didn't make any sense. You know what I mean? So
Oh yeah.
let's see here. Somebody talking about a blue laser. Do you guys use blue lasers in refurb?
We use fiber optic. We don't use the blue laser machine. Just you know, the blue laser is a great machine. And you know what? I actually just did a product unboxing on another one by Swara. It's a really cool. Actually, you guys want to see it? Like it's sitting right next door. Let me go grab
Yeah.
it. You guys can take a look at
Yeah,
it.
do it.
I honestly think this is like the most affordable blue light laser that I tried. It was like $800. You know, so let me go grab it real quick. Give me a minute. I'll show you guys a little sneak peek.
You guys have any more questions? Please post them before we get off here. He can actually answer them. I'm just here to tell you about the online training and to share links, like, and to try to ask questions as a beginner, because that's really what I am. If I wanted to do a refurb, I'd be a beginner right now. All right, he's going to show us.
All right, check it out, guys. So this is one that company swore they just sent it to me. I did a unboxing on it and a little test drive on it, and it worked actually really good. Cool thing with this is it has the filtration system.
What?
So you can see these little tubes here where it'll connect, and you have your blue light right in here. See that? Pretty cool, huh? So yeah, it's about I think this one he's got all kinds of coupon codes going right now. It's probably like about $850, $900 shipped to you. You know, pretty cool. And it has the filtration box, because as you guys know, if you're using blue laser, you do have a lot of you know, bad odor that comes out of it. So it's got
do you use that for refurb, or is that
it's for back glass?
Okay, yeah, okay,
for back glass. So yeah, that's this bad boy right here. If you guys want, I'll share a link to it so you guys could take a look at it. And then I have a coupon code, so if you guys are interested in picking it up, you know. I don't get any kickbacks from it, but yeah, they just sent it to me. So
Juan says, hi guys, what's your experience with hybrid Oka?
Hybrid, I don't like hybrid. It's just, you know, it's really hit or miss, you know, especially like on the S20 series. Those are just very, very stubborn, and hybrid is not a fan of heat. So whenever using heat and you're UVing at the end, you know, you may get a lot of return bubbles. So I'm all about using now a UV curable Oka. So it's in a soft state, and you'll laminate, and that once you get done laminating, you throw it in the UV light for about 120 seconds, and it hardens it, so that way it prevents any kind of return bubbles. And that's a TMS Oka. So it's by a different Korean brand.
Okay. Right now, I solder even 13 Pro Max display IC.
Oh yeah, you're the man, dude. That's awesome. So what he's talking about there is his doing solder, basically transferring the ICs on the tablets, right? What did he say was for the iPhone 13?
Yeah, iPhone 13 Pro Max.
Okay. So now I solder. Yeah, and see, and that's a lot of work, guys. I mean, he's basically doing a reball job. So with Apple OLED screens, they have a, what do you call it? Like a notification. Anytime you swap a screen, they're serialized. So what he's doing is he's taking off the little serial chip off the old screen and then putting it onto a brand new OEM screen.
Yeah.
So that'll actually keep you from getting that error message saying the screen is non-genuine, even though it really is genuine. Apple's just trying to control who does the repairs, and they don't
Oh.
want you to repair, they just want you to buy brand new, which is terrible. They're
Good.
the culprits of e-waste. They're creating all that e-waste. Damn
We're
you,
gonna get
Apple.
up. I feel a rant
Yeah,
coming.
I'm always on a rant with Apple, but whatever.
Good profit on refurbished screens. Awesome profit on full component LVL repairs. Component
See, good
level
on
repair.
component level repairs.
There you go.
Yeah, yeah, oh yeah, definitely. Let's see, default level to me was 8 for 10 doing iPhone screens. That's good, man. I mean, that's a good run rate. 8 out of 10 is great. Thanks, James. Appreciate it. And then YMJ bigger one. That's bigger YMJ flat plate laminator. Hey, Hexicano por life, Hexi.
Get yourself trusted Alibaba supplier. Okay.
Yeah. Lots of good questions. If you guys have any other questions, let us know. I'm going to send Nicole that link for that blue light laser machine so you guys can take a look at it.
He wants to know what you think of the DLS 300 test box.
It's great. I love that testing box. We use it here every day. The beautiful part about that box is it allows you to do Samsung and iPhones. So, but there is a new one out. I don't know if you've heard. There's a S400 box. That one, from what I've understand, I believe it does Apple Watches, and I think it might even start doing tablets. So I'm really looking forward. I'm not going to buy any more test boxes. I really want to wait for one that's going to be able to do watches and iPads, because if you have one test box that can do them all, you're not going to have to be worrying about buying all these different devices. Or
China, did you hear that?
China,
did you hear that? We need one that just.
Oh yeah, they're on it. They're on it. I've been telling them, so you guys got to hurry up, but they'll get on it.
Might be going in person. What's the best phone to get that I could sneak in there?
Oh, to prison? I would say the light phone. It's the smallest.
Totally
phone.
On board with this. Just like, here's the phone.
If you really want to try to get a phone in there, I mean, it's small enough that you could probably hide it in places where
I'm not partaking in this conversation.
But yeah, the light phone. I mean, you're not
going to
bring
a phone in prison. There you go.
But I'll
Tony,
go with it.
good question though.
We're here to answer all questions. So
Javi is here to help. He's got you covered. I'm not sure what this is about.
The fiber optic, be careful, very easy damage if you're doing a bifiber. Good. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, if you don't have your template right, you can zap something, but they have different molds that you can put over it. So
still gonna use a laser.
Remember my Ford Max? Yeah. But you'd be surprised, Wayne. There's a lot of people that do it with just a hot air gun and a blade. I've seen a lot of clean results with that. I'm actually gonna try doing one. Maybe I'll do a video comparing blue light laser versus a hot blade and do like a time trial right next to it. I think that'd be kind of cool.
Nick has asked, do you have plans to do screen refurbishing training?
Oh yeah.
This is it depends on where he's watching, that he's probably might not be just jumping on now, but yeah, this is what we're here talking about. So you can go to cellboticsonline.com or get the other website. You can actually go to Javi's website. Oh, it's way up in the comments. And actually take an in-person. Let's see here. There we go. Okay. So if you want in person, you'd visit that website, or if you're familiar with CellBotics, you can just go to cellboticsonline.com, click free items in the menu, and download the free ebook that Javi made. And then you can also just go to our homepage, scroll down a little bit, and you're going to see right there his photo and the courses, and the refurbishing courses. The prices are fabulous. So it's gonna be really easy for you to get on there and learn. Okay, so I think he's asking what you've already kind of talked about.
Let me see.
Oh, there we go. It's DSL 400.
400. Okay. Yeah, that's that I mentioned.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna send you this link right now, Nicole, so you can post that on the chat about this little laser machine that I have here for anyone interested in taking a look at it. You know, for the price. I mean, anyone want to get started back glass? I mean, shit, you'll be able to make your money back in a couple repairs.
Awesome. Let's see here. Okay, let me get this link. Okay. What
Let's
is this
see.
that you're sharing? This is a.
This is that little SWOR laser that they just sent me. So it's a blue light laser. It's about 800, 900 bucks.
The AliExpress link?
There's one on Amazon and AliExpress.
Got it. Okay.
There's two. So I'd say Amazon, but I'm sure maybe Ali might be cheaper.
Right. Okay,
Let's see,
all the
cellular.
links are in the chat, guys. If you're looking for the links, look in the chat. All right. Let's see.
So we can do LCD iPhone, but having trouble with frame adhesion on the OLED models. Let me see. Are you using cold press? Stellar Cellular with the LCD? Yeah, because the LCDs, those are already cold press frames. Yeah, I'm not sure. I mean, I'd highly recommend using a cold press adhesive and then some clamps to cure it. Only thing with cold press, it does take a little while to dry.
I heard that cold press was having some quality issues. I just heard that like a few weeks ago, and people were talking about using this AB glue. Have you?
Maybe, I don't know. That might be a 2-in-1, kind of like
Yeah,
a epoxy type glue that I've heard.
I
I think I've tried that on the previous ones when it first came out with the 10s, and the thing is that glue is, if it's the same one, it dries very, very. It's like a super glue, like epoxy. So I
yeah, I
kind of
think that's it because it's
yeah,
really
it might
strong.
be it. It might be good. I'll have to do a video on it. Let me see, what is it? AB glue?
AB glue. You can get it on Injured Gadgets.
Okay, you know what? I'm gonna purchase one and I'll do a little comparison video. I think that'll be something great. I could do like a
I would love that because we're using
AB
it,
glue.
but we use the cold press glue for random things. And
yeah, we use cold press all the time. But if this AB glue, if it dries well and it's not so hard, and in case you do have to rework or anything like that, then it may be a great solution to get into. So I'm gonna definitely get that, and I'm sure the curing time is even faster too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Tried orange magnet clamps.
Yeah, what I recommend too is you can even use like the foam clamps. If you just put foam clamps around it, you can put some clamps around it to make sure that it gets a good solid hold. But also make sure that your cold press is a good quality, because there's a lot of cold press out there. And if you're not getting the good quality cold press, that could be a big issue too.
And someone just joined, Thomas Brown. He's I'm just starting up, don't have a shop. Can I do this without having a shop? We talked about this in the beginning, but let's talk about that again, because we do on our channel specifically, we have a lot of people watching that are wanting to be self-employed, and a lot of them have jobs and they want to start something from home. And I feel like this is something they can do. And before you start, Javi, I want to tell you, Thomas, if I'm going to post our blog. So if you go to cellbotics.com, you go to our blog, you kind of go through, you'll see one about one of our graduates who actually did that. And he let me write his story up. I interviewed him. And so I'll post that again while you talk about that, Javi.
For sure. Yeah. Well, welcome, Thomas. And we wish you the best in your startup business. I know you're going to do great at it. And that was something that we started. We started in our back bedroom doing repairs like that. So yes, it is something that you can do at home. You don't need a lot of fancy stuff to get started. You know, I highly do recommend getting this ebook that we did create. This is just a $3K per month that you can make in revenue with this ebook, which there's a link that Nicole posted. It's all on her website as well. So
yeah, you can go to cellboticsonline.com.
Yeah.
And the courses, Thomas has taken some other courses of ours. So Thomas, if you go to cellboticsonline.com, you just scroll halfway down the page, you're going to see his photo, you click it, and you can try one, you can watch, see how to get started. You've got equipment listed in each one, Javi, right? So they know what equipment to buy and all of that kind of stuff. So it kind of goes over, each course is going to give them an intro and then go into that device.
Correct. Yeah.
Or do they need to buy the whole package one?
Well, each section has a course description, and then it goes over the repair that we're going to be doing, but they are broken up. So if, like I mentioned to you, if there's someone that's stuck in a certain step, they could just go directly up to that step and just purchase that one thing. You don't have to purchase the whole course. You can just purchase that one step.
But if somebody's just starting out like Thomas and they don't have any experience in their
get the whole course. Yeah, I recommend just getting the whole course. If refurbishing is something that you do want to get into, just purchase the course, get as much information that you can, and then we're going to also have a separate chat on there. So once you start doing some repairs, get your hands on, you have questions, just post them in there, and then we'll be lively active on there to help out with any kind of questions that you have.
Got it. Okay, awesome. Let's see, what are your thoughts on Mechanic brand cold press glue? This is the one that I heard that was having quality issues.
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't know.
I wouldn't, I don't know. I've never tried it and I wouldn't recommend it just because I have tried a different type of mechanic glue that it didn't work. It was more like a silicone type glue, but I didn't
Mm,
like it. It didn't get a good hold. So
okay.
yeah, green metal clamp. And what I mean, Stellar, it's like the little foam clamps that you put on the tablets. They have these little, it's like a silver. I don't know if I have one here. Do I have one here? I bet you I have one here. Let me see. Nope, I don't. But yeah, it's just a little clamp that we use on the tablets that we put all around the edges whenever we seal it up. You know, it's like a little spring-loaded clamp. If you want, send me a message on Instagram or Facebook, and I can send you a photo of what I mean and how we do it.
Stellar Cellular says gonna sign someone up for online course, and if need be, we'll fly her down for in person. That's
Yeah,
awesome.
let's do it. Yeah, definitely. Feel free to come on down.
The ebook
Ebook.
is listed at cellboticsonline.com. Just click free in the menu, or you can scroll down until you see Javi's photo and then click the course, and all the information is there too. So there's multiple ways to reach it. Also, if you scroll up in the comments, you're going to see links at the top where we've actually linked some of those pages, and I'll paste in the links again. While you go ahead and answer this question, I'll find the links and link it up again. Go. Let's see here.
All right, Wayne, bought the phone screen wet polisher. That's dope. Which one did you get, Wayne? I know there's a lot of them out there. But yeah, I hear that that does a great job, especially for you know, just hairlines and some scratches, so you don't have to worry about replacing that whole screen. You know, so for anyone out there that does want to do any kind of polishing, there is a different solution that you don't have to replace or refurbish the whole screen. Or you could just put a screen protector on, and that'll get rid of all your scratches too.
Nice. Okay, so I'm gonna put in person, putting all the links again. So if you're just joining, then you'll have the links. Okay. All right. So we've got everything posted there. I mean, I think we've got. Oh, you're in Canada.
Ah,
Canada.
there's gonna be some news coming out,
There's a
right? Some
secret. There's
news.
a secret going
Get
on about
ready.
Canada.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Get ready for some big things in Canada, Stellar.
Yes. Okay. All right, great. Well, I mean, this was a great call.
Yeah,
And we
I
got
had
a
a
lot
great
of
time.
interaction. I'm excited for this. This is going to help people. Be sure to go get the ebook. If you want the online courses, you can get them. And then also Javi's site, you know, they have in-person, online, and consulting. So check
And
out all of
equipment.
that. Say
And
that
all the
one.
equipment. And all equipment. So anything that you want to get started, autoclaves, laminators, heating plates, we have everything here in the US stock. So visit training.mrphonedoctor/shop, and you guys could check out all the equipment that we have on hand ready to ship.
I will post it below, so then it's just in there.
Cool.
Shop equipment. But remember, US based support.
Yeah, US based, US support. And yeah, and we really want to thank each and every one of our viewers out there for joining us today.
Yeah.
You know, without all you guys, you know, we wouldn't be here. So thank you guys for all your support. And
Thank
thank you, Nicole, for having me once again. I'm really looking forward to all the training courses that we have planned going here
Yes.
in the near future. So
Me too.
it's very exciting being
Yes.
able to share our knowledge to everyone out there. And in the bottom line, you guys got to understand that in the end, it's all about sharing and we all learning from one another to help each other grow. So thank you
I love
guys
it.
all out there for being here.
Yes. All right. Thank you guys so much. And we'll see you in the training, right?
Thanks, guys. We'll see you guys. Bye-bye.
See you on the next live. Bye.
Yeah.